and that's why Jen will speak into the mic as well. So I want to thank everyone for coming tonight. I'm Jennifer Acey. I'm the mayor here in Bernards Township, and I'm excited to hear from Jen Gander and crew about the important Department of Parks and Recreation. I think that this department is probably one, besides the tax department, perhaps, that most residents interact with because of the plethora of activities and programs that you do serving residents of all ages. So I'm excited and grateful for everything that you do, especially doing this before Charter Day, which is coming up in a couple weeks. So thank you to you and Sean for everything, and I look forward to hearing.
Thank you, Mayor. Do my best here. This is really meant to be kind of an introduction, an overview to the Department of Parks and Rec. So if you were here last year, or if you're already familiar with us, hopefully maybe you find one thing that maybe you didn't know before, maybe something new. We do have a couple new things that I added in from last year, but really this is a great introduction if you know somebody who's just moved to town, or maybe never had anybody in our programs before, has children that are coming into the school system. It's a great overview of everything that we have to offer here at Parks and Rec. This is just an overview of all the services that the department offers. We have programming for all ages, youth, adults, seniors. We do annual special events. We manage all of our parks facilities, including our athletic fields, doing reservations for picnic shelters, baseball fields, anything else like that. And we operate the Coakley-Russo Memorial Golf Course, Pleasant Valley Pool as well. And we coordinate our biggest event, which is our Charter Day, our annual township celebration. An overview of our structure. The Department of Parks and Recreation, I'm the director, as the mayor said. My name's Jennifer Gander. I've been with the department for 20 years. I've been the director for, I think, 17 now. We have 3 advisory committees that we work with, the Recreation, Parks, and Pathways Advisory Committee, and then the golf course has the Golf Advisory Committee, and Pleasant Valley Pool has the Pool Commission. We have an assistant director, a program manager, administrative staff, and then we have a number of seasonal staff and volunteers for all of the different programs and services that we offer. To find us on the web, you can either find us under the department section, under recreation, and that will give you several different menus to find all of our other programs and services. And then each one of our advisory boards has a commission page under the boards section as well. So the Recreation, Parks, and Pathways Advisory Committee has a mission and a vision really to make sure that we are servicing all residents of the town. We want to make sure that we're diversifying our opportunities for different interests, different needs, and keeping up with those as the years go on. We do a number of different surveys, we look at the master plan, we hear resident input at our various committee meetings, and we take that input into planning those programs and services for the future years. And the Recreation, Parks, and Pathways Advisory Committee actually has such a long name because it used to be 3 different advisory boards. 20 plus years ago, when we were building parks like Dunham Park, Mountain Park, we had a separate parks committee. We had a separate pathways committee when we were building that network of bike paths and walking paths throughout the town. And then as those things were built up and there was no longer a need to have a committee focused on those particular areas, they were combined with the Recreation Committee into the Recreation, Parks, and Pathways Committee. We have 9 regular members and 2 alternates, and we meet quarterly, usually here in this room. They will attend and assist various events throughout the year. They'll look at our annual fees and policies, recommend any changes. They'll inspect the facilities on an annual basis. We're actually gearing up to do that now. We usually do that over the summer in advance of our capital improvement plan so that we can see, is there anything that we're missing from a resident perspective that maybe us as staff might not notice when we're in the parks. They can really take advantage of that opportunity to make notes, talk with residents while they're in the parks, and bring that back to the committee level so that we can discuss and plan for future capital improvements. They'll also conduct surveys and review the results, as I mentioned, and we look at the master plan element and recommend any revisions as that's revised by the planning board. We did that recently a couple of years ago. The master plan is almost finalized, and we spent a lot of time looking at that in depth and seeing how the last 10 years have changed and how we need to adapt to that. So recreation programming, as I mentioned before, includes youth, adult, and senior programming. Some of our youth programs include sports instruction. We have a very big tennis program, basketball program, and multi-sport program. We do our recreational basketball league in the wintertime, field hockey in the fall, and then our biggest program, probably in numbers, is our 6-week summer recreation program. And then we have afternoon workshops as well throughout the summer, different workshops each week. For the adults, we have fitness classes and open gyms. We have open gym basketball, badminton, and pickleball indoors at William Mannon Middle School. We also do outdoor tennis and pickleball lessons at the courts at PVP. We have a men's softball league as well that plays in the fall and the spring. And then for seniors, we have our art class, and we are bringing back bus trips this year. Later this year, we hope to have a couple more bus trips. Then we haven't had them since COVID, but we are bringing them back this year. It's been a challenge getting a bus driver hired, but we will be looking at doing some charter bus trips to various museums or to other local playhouses in the summer and the fall. For cultural arts, we have our annual community art show, as well as the Mayor's Arts Awards. And the Mayor's Arts Awards nomination deadline was just extended, so anybody that's interested in making a submission in a student, individual, or organization category has until May 31st to submit those nominations. And this year, we took our annual photography competition and we made it digital. And we had excellent submissions there, and we're going to be running all of those photos throughout the summer on the website and on social media to showcase all the different great photos that our residents took and submitted. We also have a cooperative agreement with the Somerset County Park Commission's Therapeutic Recreation Department so that our residents can take advantage of any TR opportunities that they offer throughout the year. So how to register for programs? We have online registration and then the old-fashioned in-person registration. We're happy to see you as well. We take credit cards online, cash or check in the office. If you are a new household, we do ask you to create your household account. Give us your information, your address verification, date of birth for everyone in your household, and then we'll create your household and issue you an online username and password so that you can register online for programs. If you're a pool or a golf member, you can purchase guest passes online. If you're a golf member, you can make tee times online. And then you're also able to register in person in our office with payment by cash or check. We're open Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 4:30 here at Town Hall at 1 Collier Lane. And we just remind everybody to really make note of important deadlines because if you do have an issue accessing your online account after we're closed, we will not be able to assist you. So we want everybody to plan ahead. Don't wait till the last minute when there's a deadline approaching. Not only do you want to make sure you get that discount or you get that registration in, but sometimes our more popular programs can fill before our registration deadline approaches. So you want to make sure you're paying attention to our weekly newsletter and planning ahead so that you meet those deadlines. And if there is a program that you're interested in and it's full, always register for the waiting list. That's really the only way we can gauge that there's more interest than we can accommodate in a program so that we can either plan to offer more or see how we can accommodate more people into that program or expand it so that we can make sure everybody gets a chance at it. We do have our weekly newsletter, which you can sign up online on the Bernards Township website under residents on the alert page. You can also sign up to receive athletic field closing notices. We have our Instagram account. We have our homepage on the website, which has news and the calendar. We'll put important things on the homepage scroll. We will send things to the Friday folder. Just keep in mind, when you're looking at those Friday folder notices, we are only allowed to send things once. So if you really want to be up to date on everything that is current, we do encourage you to sign up for our Parks and Rec weekly newsletter. We also use the electronic signs and the park bulletin boards throughout the town. So some of our special events that we run throughout the year, and these are in chronological order, we have our Community Art Show exhibit, which is typically in March and early April. Spring into Summer Week, which takes place during school spring break, and our annual fishing derby at Southern Park. Family Fun Night is usually our kickoff for the summer events in July. That is all of our carnival-style games and prizes and a DJ and just fun activities for the whole family, followed by an outdoor movie night at Dunham Park. Our summer concert series is on Tuesday nights in July at Pleasant Valley Park on the first field. Plays in the Park also takes place at Pleasant Valley Park at the amphitheater, and the productions this year with the Trilogy Repertory Company are Fiddler on the Roof and Shakespeare in Hollywood. We participate with National Night Out with the Police Department, which is held here on the first Tuesday in August. Mayor's Fall Festival, also held here at Town Hall, and our Halloween costume swap. This is a newer event. This will be the 4th year this year that we've run that event. It's a really fun fall-themed event with our signature pumpkin rolling races that everybody has loved that we've done throughout the years. Our Field of Honor display, which takes place on the first Sunday in November here at Town Hall on the front lawn. That's when all the flags are up for Veterans Day. And our Hometown Hero banner program, those banners are up twice a year in May through 4th of July, and also in the month of November. And those banners are on display here at Town Hall and at Pleasant Valley Park. And anybody who is or was a township resident and served in conflict is eligible to sponsor themselves on a banner. We also have our commemorative tree and bench program. So that's a way you can donate a tree or a bench to the park, the pool, or the golf course. The tree plaques are placed downstairs at the recreation office to commemorate a birthday, a special occasion, a loss of a loved one, and then the benches get the plaques placed on the bench. And we do have several locations that are in need of benches. You can find that information on the website. And then new for last year and this year is our participation in the Mayor's Wellness Campaign. And in 2023, we were awarded a Healthy Town Up and Coming designation based on the programs and services that we did with the library and the health department and other community groups last year. And we will be doing more this year to kind of work up to that next designation, the Healthy Town to Watch. So that's something exciting and new. And Charter Day, the big event in a couple weeks, May 18th, downtown from 12 to 6 p.m. We see approximately 10,000 people in attendance each year, especially when the weather is nice. We have over 100 street fair vendors, different nonprofits, businesses, school groups, crafters, and food vendors. And the majority of our street fair vendors are township resident-based or Somerset County-based nonprofits or businesses, which is a big thing for us. We really tried over the years to change that, to make it feel more local, to get more of the residents involved so that we have a good group of street fair vendors that are the friends and neighbors that you might see anywhere else. We have a full schedule of entertainment on the main stage and strolling entertainment throughout the event. We host our student art show at Westminster Hall. We have amusement rides on the Oak Street School field, historical displays at the Brick Academy as well. And then an overview of our most popular parks and locations here throughout Berners Township. And this next chart shows you some of the facilities and features that you would see in each one of those parks. We have a number of athletic fields, athletic courts, including pickleball, tennis, paddle tennis, basketball courts, roller rinks, the shelter and gazebos that are available for rental, indoor facilities located at Dunham, Pleasant Valley Park, and at the community center. We have 4 playgrounds, all which were replaced within the last 5 years, and all have a different flavor and different features at each one of them. We have miles of wood chip trails and lots of paved bike paths as well. Dunham Park also features a 9-hole disc golf course as well as the 9/11 Memorial. Pleasant Valley Park is home to our outdoor amphitheater where we host plays in the park, and there's a fishing pond there and at Southard Park as well. Southard Park also has an area we flood for ice skating in the winter as long as we can get those freezing temperatures cold enough to open it. And the War Memorial Complex features the dog run as well. So we do have a number of facilities that are available for rental. You can rent picnic shelters and indoor rooms for any purpose, personal, organization, or otherwise. Birthday parties, community group meetings, maybe you want to host a class. We do offer commercial use rentals as well. And we have a program that offers complimentary usage for community service groups that are based in Berners Township and give back to the community. And those that take advantage of that would be the Girl Scouts, the Boy Scouts, the Garden Club. They get to use the meeting rooms for their monthly board meetings in exchange for all of the services they provide to the town. We also have adult and youth league reservations for athletic fields, commercial rentals, tennis, paddle tennis, and pickleball reservations online for residents at no charge, and advanced reservations for leagues with a fee. And then we have equipment rentals, which we are kind of relaunching this year. We're introducing 3 new sport equipment kits so that you could try out the sport of pickleball, paddle tennis, or disc golf before you have to purchase the equipment. You can rent those kits weekly, or if you need some extra fun at a birthday party or a family picnic, we have party kits, picnic kits, carnival games, something that you could use at the park or in your own backyard. So we do have a lot to maintain here in Bernards Township. We have over 2,000 acres of parkland, and that includes a lot of our open space properties that we didn't mention already, like Schmidt Park, which is where that bridge and new stairway down to the river that was opened last year. White Neck Woods, the Dead River Trail, Sons of Liberty Farm, and English Family Woods as well. And out of those parkland acres, over 200 are athletic fields alone. So that's a lot of maintenance that is performed by our grounds division in Public Works and coordinated by the Department of Parks and Rec for the usage of them. We do work sometimes with DPW and engineering on capital improvement projects, and we do field a lot of concerns regarding anything in the park. Could it be weeds or trail maintenance or upkeep or something that they might see dogs off leash? Usually we get those concerns reported to Parks and Rec and we take care of them. So on to the Pool Commission. The Pool Commission has their own vision and mission and goal statement as well. And really the purpose of the Pool Commission, which is comprised of 7 regular members and 2 alternates, they're there to do very similar things to the Parks and Rec Committee, to review annual fees, to make sure the operations are funded by those fees, to review policies in the membership handbook, recommend changes, maybe something new came up, we have a new issue, we need to discuss it and see if a policy is necessary, evaluate any facility usage by outside groups, recommend improvements, and communicate with the membership. At Pleasant Valley Pool, we have 4 separate pool and play areas, including an interactive water play area and a 50-meter Z-shaped main pool with a diving tank, both of which were replastered just last Friday and will open this summer with a new plaster surface. So that's very exciting. We are a self-sustaining operation. We are not tax funded, and our operating surplus funds are capital improvements, including that replastering, which was just under $500,000 project. We are membership-based. We do offer swim lessons and swim team options to those members. We have special events throughout the year, like float nights, noodle nights, family days, membership appreciation days, and we're open Memorial Day through Labor Day. And the Golf Advisory Committee, again, a similar makeup, a similar goal. And they're there to ensure the golf operations are properly funded by user fees, to review policies and fees and recommend changes for the golf course, evaluate conditions and make sure everything is the way that it should be according to our maintenance contract, recommend improvements, assist with tournaments and other member events, and communicate with the membership. So the golf course, the Coakley Rousseau Memorial Golf Course, is a Robert Trent Jones senior design featuring 9 holes in excess of 3,000 yards. It was dedicated to Coakley and Rousseau, who were PGA professionals, and they served in World War II. The golf course is a self-sustaining utility. It's not tax supported. It's membership-based, similar to the pool, although the golf course is an actual utility. It's tracked a little bit separately than the pool, but the goal is still the same. We do have programs for veteran inpatient and outpatient access to the course, and we work with the VA Therapeutic Recreation Office on inpatient use. We do have a Solar Rider accessible golf car, which is adaptable to allow you to play from a seated position and will drive you around the course if you have a mobility impairment. And we host a variety of golf tournaments throughout the year. We have a GIN handicap registration option. We're open April through November. And we have a unique partnership with the driving range, which is adjacent to the golf course. The township actually has the land use agreement with the VA to operate the golf complex, which includes the course and the driving range. And then the New Jersey Golf Foundation is the day-to-day manager of the operations at the driving range. So we do a lot of programs in partnership with them. We'll advertise their services. They're an excellent resource if you're looking for Learn to Golf, youth programs, or veteran golf programs. And I mentioned we hire a lot of seasonal employees, a variety of different ones, from class instructors to supervisors and referees for our various gym programs. Then we have our summer camp counselors, leaders and supervisors, pool managers, lifeguards, customer relations and maintenance staff, our golf course operations staff, which includes supervisors, shift supervisors, and rangers. And altogether, we hire about 150 seasonal staff annually from ages 14 through adult. We also work with a lot of volunteers and outside groups. Those two pictures here are two recent Eagle Scout projects. The top one is a Gaga pit that was installed at Pleasant Valley Pool at the end of last season, and the bottom one is the kiosk that was replaced at Dunham Park. So we do a lot with Scouts. We're always open to ideas that Scouts might have on an improvement or something they can do at the park for one of their projects. We work with a lot of volunteer coaches. We work with the Municipal Alliance and Ridge Reach on some summer programs. The fire companies and the first aid squads we try to include at any events that we have. We work with the Historical Society, Farmstead Arts, Friends of the Ross Farm, and are happy to promote their programs as well. And we usually do need some volunteers throughout the year with some events like Mayor's Wellness, Mayor's Fall Festival, Charter Day, so we will recruit volunteers when needed as well. And all of our programs and services really follow a pay-as-you-go philosophy. Program fees include all the direct program costs and then maybe any overhead costs that might be associated with that as well. As I mentioned before, the pool and the golf course are operated as self-sustaining entities, and so are the turf fields. So when the turf fields were built, the idea was to recoup the full cost of the construction, the maintenance, and the replacement of the turf twice over a 20-year period. And we are gearing up to replace the turf fields in 2025. That will be their 10-year anniversary. And we have recouped the $1 million needed to do that resurfacing project in user fees over the last 10 years. We also apply for various grants, and we have been recently awarded a local arts program grant by the Somerset County Cultural and Heritage Commission, and that was $6,000 to support Plays in the Park. This is something that we apply for annually. And we were also awarded a local recreation improvement grant from the state of New Jersey. This is something new that came out last year. And in 2023, we applied for various pathway accessibility improvements throughout the parks, particularly at Southern Park, the Community Center, War Memorial, and the Allen Street Gazebo, and so we were awarded $70,000 for those pathway accessibility improvements. And then in 2024, we applied for accessibility pathway improvements specifically at Pleasant Valley Park. And that includes better accessibility to the amphitheater, the picnic shelter, just so that we can be more inclusive and bring more people into our events and activities at Pleasant Valley. We should hear from that soon. And then planning for the future. So as I mentioned before, we looked at the master plan and made our recommendations to the planning board for the 2023 update. We did a needs assessment survey in the fall of 2021 as part of that update. And last year we did a follow-up specific recreation youth sports survey to kind of get some more feedback on that particular part of the population. And we review those trends in our participation and programs, what's kind of dying out, what seems to be becoming more popular, how does that play into demographics, new interests. One of the things out of that survey was an interest in cricket, and so we did put in our capital improvement plan for 2024 to construct a dedicated cricket pitch at Pleasant Valley Park, and we found out a way to work that into our existing fields so that the fields can still be multi-use, and that we can have them now open for a new sport that had shown a large interest on our survey. And we'll also, as I mentioned, our focus is on maintaining existing infrastructure primarily, and that will include the 2025 replacement of the artificial turf at Mountain Park. And that's it. So thank you very much. I'll take any questions anybody might have. Sure.
The pool and the golf course, are those open to Berners Township residents only, or do we have them open to other communities?
Sure, the question was for pool and golf memberships, are they open to residents only or non-residents as well? We do have memberships available for both residents and non-residents. There are different fees associated, and there are different initiation fees are charged to residents so that they enjoy the low annual membership fees, whereas non-residents may not pay initiation assessments, but they are pay a very high membership fee, higher than the residents, so that it does balance out a little bit. Yeah, so we do have categories for both. Any other questions? All right, thank you very much.
Just wanted to, in conclusion, I personally can vouch for the programs. Having lived in town for 17 years, my older children actually worked. One of them worked at the pool. So employment is important and is needed, and it's great for our youth to have that opportunity. I most recently was a basketball coach in the rec program, and vouching for that program, it really serves children of all skill levels and to really, teach them the sport and such. So it's wonderful there. Besides all the other things, like I said, this one department touches so many people, and really, we're just so blessed to have something I think that's so best in class, and something that pretty much whatever interest there is something here to serve. I mean, in addition to all this various programming, you may remember that last year the Sharp Family Singers made it to America's Got Talent, so the semifinals, and it's this department. I think, Sean, you are the lucky guy with the inflatable, television screen, if you will. But in the amphitheater, we hosted things. So Jen and her team do amazing programming all year round for day-to-day, the usual. And when opportunity arises, you're open and you meet the needs of residents and interests of residents. So I really want to thank you and your staff, as well as all of the wonderful volunteers that serve on these 3 boards. Without our volunteers that are the eyes and the ears and they represent the interests of our residents, we wouldn't function quite as well. So again, thank you to everyone. And Jen, thank you for your presentation. And you all have a great evening. Thank you.